Aquaba guys, good morning and welcome to yet another Pillow Chat. We'd like to thank God for allowing us to see another day, breathing life into us again. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Come on in. Y'all know I always have to clear my throat because it's not even 5 a.m. So this morning's Pillow Chat is just going to be about shh. I had a Pillow Chat like this before, but sometimes certain topics need to be reiterated. Newlyweds, for some of you who've just gotten married or in relationships, and you have friends that are not yet married, I get it. I understand that you still want your friend, your sister, or whoever, ladies. But if you can, if it's possible, please do not tell your single friend your problems, your concern. To be honest with you, don't even get into telling your mom. If the Lord is blessed that you still have a mother, don't even get into, telling your mom too much. There are certain things that you can say, but like if problems get too hectic and say your husband is just not being fair, do you really think that your mother has unconditional love or your father have unconditional love to your spouse? Well, I'm here to tell you they don't. They may care about them, they may love them, but when it comes to in-laws, the love is love with conditions. I love you as long as you are treating my child right. I know what I'm talking about. And I think that's normal because no parent wants to see their child being hurt. But marriage is no relationship like it. None. Marriage was ordained by the Lord. He created husband. He created women for men. When Adam fell asleep, took a rib, and here come Eve. And so forth and so on to years to come. If you are shacking up women and you desire to be married to that man and he's just not marrying you, there could be a few reasons why. One of the reasons could be because you want this glamorous wedding that he just can't afford. Number two, he's seen something in you or how you move around the house, or maybe you're not as clean as he would like, or maybe you don't cook enough. Maybe he saw what he needed to see to say, nah, I don't think I want to marry her. But because I am comfortable and I have yet to find the one, I'll stick here until I find her. It's happened way too many times. Way too many times. With three, he was never going to marry you. That's it. And living with somebody, it's not good because suppose that person die. There's no more common law husband, common law wife. You don't have anything in paper. You can't prove who you are. What do you hope to gain? Unless you personally have taken insurances out on him. Unless you've done it, ladies or men, unless you have taken insurances out on her. But if you can't prove that you're the spouse, what do you have to gain? My parents been married almost 56 years. And we just lost my father a couple of months ago. But I see the headaches that my mother have to go through. But she can prove who she says she is. So back to what I was saying. Keep your problems to yourself. Talk to the Lord about your problems. You might say, well, that's not easy. I know it's not. Marriage isn't easy. But I'm telling you, you can get through it from my own personal experiences. In the beginning, I'll say, if the Lord allows and He blesses our lives, come May 10th, my husband and I will be married 27 years. And I can say I've been happy for like the past 17 years, happily married to him. People say that first 5 or 7. For us, it took 10 years. And I didn't give up. He didn't give up. And I think the reason why it was so difficult is because we're culturally different. My husband is from Africa. And there's a lot of things that I went through. I did not tell my mother. I only talked to God. And it was impossible to even talk to him. But I'm going to keep it honest with you. I think the reason why we last as long as we did, not just with the help of the Lord, is because he worked 2 full-time jobs. And he wasn't home the first 18 years of our marriage. Only on the weekends when he was off. You know, I was raising our girls, going on trips, doing everything without him. It almost felt like I wasn't married at all. But I learned, hey, this is what it is. I learned to deal with it. And I understood what I was getting into when I got married. But I didn't think it was going to be this long that you would have 2 full-time jobs. And I used to hear my mother say, you know, you better than me. I couldn't do it. Blah, 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 blah. I was barely doing it. But I kept my head up and I was just like, well, I knew what I was getting into. It is what it is. I knew what I was getting myself into. Because I know the first male child that leaves the country, he has to provide for the family that's left back home. Excuse me. I knew that. I understood that. There were a lot of times that I would send money with him. But I never told my mom how unhappy I was. And it wasn't because he was working so much. It was because when he was off, he was too tired to communicate. There were things I wanted to do he didn't want to do. He didn't even want to take vacations, but God saw me through all of that. And if I would have been talking to friends that were single who couldn't see themselves living that life, I probably wouldn't be married today because I would keep hearing their opinions. Yeah, you need to leave, you need to leave, you need to leave, you need to leave, you need to leave. And I said, God, you brought us together. I'm not going to talk to no outside people. I'm not going to allow nobody to see that I'm not really happy. I'm going to look to the hills from which cometh my help. And that's God. I look to God to help me because I was really ready to leave. I wasn't happy. We wasn't communicating. He wouldn't take family trips. But if I would have given up, I would have missed out on God answering prayer because God don't answer prayer right away as soon as you pray. He's answering the next day. Some things take years and some prayers are answered by prayer and fasting. I have a husband who communicates entirely too much now. He talks too much. You have to be careful what you pray for. I have a husband who doesn't want to see me go on vacations. He want to go. We just didn't become one overnight. And if you are married and you hear this under the sound of my voice, don't give up. Don't give up. Don't talk to everybody else around you because they can't help you. They can't see themselves dealing in it, but they not you. God blessed you. You are built for this. You can do this. It wasn't no cakewalk for me. It wasn't no cakewalk. I was ready to wring him out to dry. I was ready to wring him out to dry. I really was. But God saw us through. God blessed us. He's still blessing us. Not only are we married and we're happy and we love each other, we like each other. We're friends. We bust it up. We talk about any and everything. I just had to get on here and tell you guys, a married woman's problem is not a single woman's business. It's not. You have single friends, they're not yet married and they desire to be married. I'm not telling you to be fake and make it out to be glamorous. I'm just simply saying keep your problems to yourself because they won't be able to advise you right. That's all I had to say, guys. Know that I love you. Know that I always want to give the best advice possible, scripturally based, not to hurt you, but to help you. Until we meet again, be blessed.